Everyone, it's Natalie. Please make sure you're still subscribed and your videos you liked are still liked. YouTube has been unsubscribing people and taking likes away from our videos. It's been happening all over the platform, so just check that out for me. I appreciate that. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about never getting acceptance from your narcissistic in-laws. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're never going to get it. They do things to you to make it loud and clear to your face that you're not welcomed in their family, that they're only tolerating you because of their child. So when you're dealing with somebody and that is acting this way, what it really is an insecurity about their relationship and who they are as people. So, because they are insecure people, they are afraid that you're going to swoop in and be the new matriarch or patriarch of that family. And they don't want that. They don't want you taking their throne. And this is really what a lot of it is all about, is that they want to make sure they stay in control of their family dynamic until they die or their child dies. So they don't want you coming in and being the new matriarch or patriarch of that family. So basically what I can tell you is stop looking for acceptance. Stop looking for that moment where you finally have this aha moment, like, oh, they do like me. It's not going to happen. You're never going to get that from these people. So what I can say is that you have to stop putting yourself out there like that and stop changing the precious things about you and who makes your personality, what makes your personality, because no matter how much you change for these people, no matter how much accomplishments you have, it won't ever matter to them. They're making it loud and clear you are not welcome in this family. Some of the things they might do: they forget to include you in plans, or they uninvite you to family events, or they just don't invite you at all and then expect maybe your children and your spouse to show up to these family events and exclude you like it's normal, and then expect you not to react. Because see, what all that is, when they don't invite you or uninvite you to family functions, all that is them trying to get a reaction out of you so they can play the victim later on. And that's one of the main reasons why they intentionally put it in your face that you're not welcome, because they know it's hurtful. Don't get it wrong. They know what they're doing is hurtful. But they, because they're looking for supply and negative emotions and negative outbursts, they will antagonize you in this way to make it seem as though you're the one that is a shit starter in this family, when obviously when people do stuff like uninvite you or not invite you to family functions, they're the ones starting the shit, And trust me, this happened to me several times. I was uninvited to my son's birthday at Disney World, but they expected my son and my husband to show up. And when they said, no, we're not going to do that, Natalie's my wife, that's her child, they acted astonished, like, oh, well, it's a free family vacation. And, Natalie knows the reason why she can't go. She starts too much drama. And they love to make it seem like you're the drama starter when you're not. I've been uninvited to Thanksgiving and Christmas. I've been uninvited to my son's birthday. Twice. Once when he was 3 and once when he was 5. I can't tell you how that makes you feel, because words don't do it justice. Because for so many years I had been looking for that acceptance from them. Having them uninvite me or not invite me at all to my very own child's birthday is just heart-wrenching, because you have been trying for years to satisfy these people's thirst, and there's just that nothing that will ever satisfy that thirst they have, because the thirst they have after you is to make your life as miserable as possible so you will leave the family. And they've even said that I am not part of their family. My brother-in-law told me to get out of the family because they don't consider me the last name. And I'm not going to say my last name because I don't want any harassment to my mother-in-law or brother-in-law, because it's a very unique last name. But, you know, when you give these people chance after chance to prove to you that they either are going to change or they're going to accept you and love you and make you feel welcomed, and they don't do that, you start getting devastated. It honestly opens your eyes to the fact that you didn't get the in-laws you deserved. And because throughout this time you are learning this, finally when you've had enough, it all kind of clicks with you, because it can take some time to actually come to terms with that you'll never get the acceptance or the welcoming that you're looking for. But when you finally come to terms with that, it's easier to move forward in your life without trying to get acceptance from them, because you finally realize that you have to make yourself happy, make your family happy. You're not responsible in making your in-laws happy. The way that they make you feel like the world revolves around their happiness and not yours is phony. Because they have this entitlement and make you feel like they're important people, doesn't mean that they are. Matter of fact, they're scumbags. That's why you go no contact or low contact, because you finally come to terms with, okay, I tried, it didn't work, so I'm just going to live my life the way I want, as an original life, the best life that I can live, without changing who I am to please these other people, because you realize it's never going to happen. They drop passive-aggressive comments all the time to belittle you, to make you feel worthless, it's like they're trying to trick your brain. Like, they're giving you a compliment, but it's really not a compliment. And to be honest, it's probably the closest thing to a compliment you will get is them being passive-aggressive, because they don't like you. And they're making it loud and clear that, no, I don't like you. And all the time, oh my God, I could get into so many stories of all the passive-aggressiveness comments that my mother-in-law would do towards me. And every time it would be really heartbreaking, because then we would leave that situation and I would be crying in the car on the way home. My husband would feel sad. Maybe we'd bicker about why he didn't stand up for me. And by the way, that will be my next video, when your spouse does not stand up for you. So anyways, so you got to look past the passive aggression, because they're getting over on you. They're trying to upset you. They want to get a negative reaction out of you, so that way they can turn around and tell their child, see, look how nasty she is. I was only giving her a compliment. And it's like, no, you weren't. That wasn't a compliment. They snub you or act like they're better than you. Yes, they do. They act entitled and opinionated, and they don't care what your opinions and decisions are. No matter how successful you are in life, they're always more successful. They always, it could be a million things, but they're very snobby people, and they act like you come from the trailer park. that you came from nothing and you're a nobody, which I've been called a nothing and nobody a lot of times. And because if you're dealing with your in-laws who have money and you didn't come from money, they love to dangle that in front of your face. I couldn't tell you how many times they have accused me of coming from a bad family when I never came from an emotionally abusive family or physically abusive family. My parents were not narcissists. And matter of fact, if anything ever went wrong in our family, we always had family meetings and talked about it. But, with a narcissist, they don't see that actually their family is the one that is toxic. It really blows my mind that they like to sit and act like your family is toxic, but it's like they're covering their tracks because their family's toxic. So it's like they want to have you look the other way while they're doing exactly what they're accusing you or your family of doing. It blows my mind. It's called cognitive dissonance. Look it up. Yeah, and they gaslight you all the time over stupid crap. They don't buy you gifts. They don't. When it comes to Christmas and stuff like that, if you're lucky you get a gift, it might be like some $20 object or something. But for years, I didn't get anything from my in-laws, especially before I was married. They would exclude me out of Christmas, exclude me out of family Christmas dinners. They would purposely maybe even have a gift giving ceremony type of deal and make sure that I did not get anything. They would make sure that everyone's opening something really grand. The same thing during Christmas happened to me. They would buy, like, my husband and son, like, something expensive and then give me a scarf. And honestly, the first time she gave me a gift, I think it was a $20 card to Target. And then the second time she gave me, I think, another gift card. And then the third time she gave me a scarf. But in almost 22 years, I've gotten 3 gifts from them during a celebration. But yet, I always went out of my way to make sure if it was her birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas, whatever it was, that we got her a very thoughtful gift, that we put a lot of thought in it. And I do remember one time we got her a essential oils diffuser. And we spent probably $100 on this one. It was like top of the line, and we got her a bunch of oils. So she gave it back to us. She said that she couldn't breathe with it or something, and maybe she couldn't, but she didn't have to let us know that. She didn't have to return her gift. But these are the things they do to show you, like, I don't like you. I don't accept you. I don't accept this gift. Here, have it back. I'm not sure if maybe you have dealt with that, or they'll re-gift your gift without telling you. Stuff like that. Or you don't even get a gift. So they always let you pick up the tab, or they do at a restaurant or whatever, to assert dominance and put it in your face later that they think that they do so much for you. So either you take them out to eat and they act entitled, or maybe even vacation, they act entitled that so much that they expect you to pay for everything. In my case, I will say, because my in-laws did have money, they did take us out to eat a lot and took us on a few vacations. Now, again, we did pay for our vacations, but secretly my father-in-law did help us, like when we went to Europe and all this. So, but the thing is like during that time, even though we paid a lot on our trips and this and that, his mom would act so entitled, like she had done so much for us when we were paying our way. But yet, because we were in her presence, she acted like she had done so much for us. And then they would pick up like dinner tabs and stuff, and the whole time she would act like you had to do what she said. You owe her a favor. Just like little petty stuff. And that's when I started telling my husband, I'm like, dude, I don't feel comfortable with your parents always picking up the tab, because afterwards your mom's acting really snotty. And there's also been a few times where my husband invited me out to eat with the family, and my mother-in-law was picking up the tab, but made sure to tell the waiter to bring a single ticket for me to pay for, that she wasn't paying for me, in front of everyone, when she paid for everyone except me. She did it when we went out to eat with her sister. She did it at my husband's graduation, and she makes it loud and clear, okay, Natalie, you're paying for your tab. And I think they also do this to make you feel unwanted, uninvited, like they didn't want you to be there. And I can tell you, the few times that she did that, and blatantly did that to my face, it hurt me so bad, because I'm sitting here already uncomfortable with this woman because of everything she has said about me and done towards me, and forcing my husband to break up with me and all this stuff, trying to make the relationship better, while she's sitting there making a big scene that I'm going to pay for everyone but Natalie. And it really is heartbreaking, because you're like, man, I'm putting in so much effort, even though I'm uncomfortable and I feel unwanted. I still am trying to show this person that I am worthy of their love and acceptance, and then they go and do some passive aggressive bullshit like that, which then just kind of shocks you, right? Because you're like, wow, this person is ruthless. Then what they might do is, they mispronounce your name, or just call you the girlfriend. So I talked to someone that this is happening to right now, and she's actually not the first person that told me this, where instead of the mother-in-law calling her by her name when she's talking to her, she will talk to the boyfriend, right, or the husband, whatever, and he has to talk to her, and he's the middleman between this conversation. But yet the spouse, or she's a girlfriend right now, was sitting right there in front of her. So the mother could have used her name and talked to her like a normal individual, but instead she's like, ask your girlfriend, right in front of her. And the other thing they might do is call you an ex-girlfriend's name, or they might mispronounce your name on purpose to get under your skin, because they know that it is gonna work. So they're purposely making you feel uncomfortable, and it's like a big slap in the face when they're mispronouncing your name, or calling you an old girlfriend's name, or saying that you're calling you the girlfriend, because you're trying to have them respect you. You're trying to have a relationship with a person who is just rude and inconsiderate, and when they go and do this, it really just, you just want to give up. You're like, this person isn't even worth my time, worth me saying anything about them, calling me the girlfriend or another name that's not my name. And it's just another passive aggressive move, because they're looking for a reaction. They steer conversation points away from you. So, for instance, if somebody in the family starts conversating with you about something, and the toxic in-law sees it, what they'll do is they interrupt that conversation and turn the conversation back on them, because they don't want anyone around you getting close to you, getting to know who you are, because they have already smeared your character. So if someone is trying to find out things about you or whatever it is, then your true character shows through your words and your actions, and they don't want anyone to know that you're actually a good person, or they just don't want you to have any of the attention on you. You're not important enough. You're not wanted. No one should be talking to you. No one should be finding out anything about you, because they have already smeared you to everyone about who you are, and there should not be any conversations that are steered towards you and your life, because they want to make sure that they are controlling the narrative in your life. They seem disinterested in your job, life goals, relationships, family, could be your children. They just don't really care that much, because they are insecure people and selfish people. They want to make sure that anything that's going on in your life is avoided like the plague, because, like I said, they have already smeared your character, so they don't want people to be interested in your life. They expect everyone to only be interested in their job, their life goals, their family, their friendships, whatever it is. They only expect people to be interested in them. And when people start getting interested in you, then they're jealous, to be honest. They want to make sure that, I guess in a way, they want to make sure you can't build your character out of frame from what they have already told people what your character is. They make no attempt to get to know your family. This happened to me. So in 22 years, my in-laws have never spoke about my family. They have never met them. Matter of fact, they act as though my family is below them, that, everyone in my family is scum, that we're white trash, that we have mental problems. That's their favorite. And I think the reason why they make sure that they're not interested in your family is because if your in-laws are interested in you and they're interested in your family, they're showing you acceptance. And they want to make sure that you don't feel accepted, so they don't accept your family. This is also the reason why they throw big fits when you have Christmas with your family and birthdays at your mom's house, your dad's house. You're spending time with your brothers, your grandparents, whoever. So because there's two family dynamics now, they get jealous of the fact that there's a possibility that your family is more loving, kind, considerate, and compassionate than they are. They want to make sure that they just leave your whole family out, and they want to make sure that if you go and do anything with your family, they are going to throw a hissy fit over it. They'll start using passive aggression, or they'll start saying, well, I paid for your college, I paid for your car, when you were in high school, or some bullshit. And they bring up old things that really have no relevance in you having a relationship with, and your partner having a relationship with your side of the family. They ignore you and your accomplishments. They always steer away from any success that you have. They usually put it back on them and what their accomplishments were, because they're always bigger and better. You are under constant scrutiny or being dissected, which can lead to constant need to prove oneself. So because they're constantly scrutinizing you and dissecting your whole life, they don't dissect the good things. They dissect the traumas and the bad things that have happened in your life, so they can hold those things against you later. If they were to dissect the good things in your life, they wouldn't be able to hold anything over your head or smear you to anyone about, because you did good. But the few mistakes or whatever mistakes that you've made in the past, they want to make sure they tell everybody, so that way they can discredit your character even further by showing them proof. And because you're also under constant scrutiny, you're trying to live up to their expectations and never meeting them. It's a toxic situation to be in, because no matter how much you do, no matter what success you have, how kind you are, how loving you are, it's never good enough for these people. So that's why I was saying that you have to accept the fact that you did not get the in-laws that you deserve, and stop giving them any importance in your life, and just live your life the way you want. Stop trying to impress these people, because you'll never impress them. You have to give lower standards to them, because they're not normal individuals. You can't give them a high standard of, oh, they should treat me with respect and love and be kind to me, because you're not going to get that, and you have to accept that. So by giving them lower standards of, yeah, they're going to be passive aggressive, yeah, she's going to smear me, whatever it is, then it's not going to surprise you when you find out these things. But honestly, because you won't get acceptance from these people and they will ruin your marriage, you have to literally either go very low contact, gray rock with them, or no contact at all, because you have to consider that no matter how hard you try, you'll never get that acceptance. So why are you even wasting your time in this relationship? Because honestly, it's not a good relationship. It's a toxic relationship with these people, and you're just wasting your energy and emotions and mental state on someone that is always going to be biased to you, always going to scrutinize you, always going to belittle you and make you feel left out of their family. So you just got to end that crap, go no contact like I did. It's been the best thing for my relationship, and it's the way to win the battle with the narcissist, because you're in constant win the war, because you're in constant little battles with them this whole time, and it seems like they're always winning the battles because they're entitled people. Maybe you've won a few battles, but if you really want to win the entire war, not just a battle, going no contact and ignoring them completely, blocking them on everything, making sure you're not stalking them to see if they're talking crap, not even caring what they have to say about you anymore, is the only way. First off, you're going to start healing. Second off, that you have completely defeated the narcissist. It's the only way. So you don't want to go on social media putting poems on there about how you feel or about narcissistic abuse, because they're going to be stalking you. So you want to make sure that they don't know that you're hurting. So as bad as you might be hurting, you don't want to let them know that. So you just want to completely cut them out of your life, start healing, and move forward, living the best life you can, because that is another way that you defeat a narcissist, is living the best life that you can live without caring if they're watching or not. You want to make sure that they know you are completely fine without them, that your life is soaring without them, that you are so happy. And if you start putting stuff on social media about how hurt you are, you're giving them exactly what they want. You're letting them know that you're not happy. So make sure that you are living your best life and staying away from people that bring you down and ridicule you and scrutinize you and just make you feel like crap. So start living your best life. Stop caring who's watching. Cut them out completely. Go no contact and start healing. All right, guys. Peace, love, and harmony. Bye.